Hello everyone and welcome back to the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors Dynasty. It is year number 3 and the Bows come in boasting their best overall to this point, and I think that this is definitely the best team we've fielded so far in the series. The Rainbow Warriors are looking to join the Pac-12 next season, so they want to impress again here in the Mountain West Conference. The goal, I think, ultimately would be going back-to-back and winning the championship again. And with the caliber of teams currently in the Mountain West, I would say we are easily the favorite. If you go just based on overall, we are first and it's not that close. Now let's take a look at the roster and talk about the players you're going to be seeing this season. Demarcus Davis is going into his junior year. He will be the starting quarterback. If he were to go down with injury, it gets quite a bit worse down the boards, but the guy I trust next on the list is Dante Dobbins. At halfback, it'll be Matthew Monty, the transfer from Notre Dame, as the #1 guy, and then Sesi Vailahi and Glenn Tandy will be used as his backups, but it'll be a solid rotation, though with more of a lean on Monty. Now, I am considering redshirting Tandy because I think him and Monty could be a crazy duo if they're both sophomores next season. But also, he is easily our most explosive back, and I could definitely use him in a lot of ways. So we'll see. We have 4 games to decide, so it doesn't have to be done right now. I'll let Tandy play to start the year at least. At wide receiver, the #1 guy is Jackson Harris, but for depth chart reasons, I have Joe Presley listed as the wide receiver 1, just so that he will be in that Pefele Ashlock route tree, which is where I think Presley will be the best. Presley is not particularly fast, but he's a pretty good route runner, short and medium, which is more of what Ashlock did, and he has great hands. So despite the lack of speed, I think you're going to see a really good year from the freshman Joe Presley. Tama Uliata will be the wide receiver 3, and then rotating in occasionally will be Darren Finger. Roderick Butts is being redshirted this season as he saw basically no growth during the offseason. He was the wide receiver 4 last year, and he has a lot of room to grow. He just only has normal development and didn't really see any this past offseason. At tight end, originally it was going to be Larry Booth, but I decided that the true freshman Frank Mixon is going to get to start. I prefer his speed over Booth, and he has the best hands of the tight ends. But then you're going to see Kaysen Gallimore, who is really fast for a tight end, used a lot in this offense. Basically, anytime the tight end is going to be lined up out wide, it's going to be Kaysen Gallimore. He will be in for passing downs more often than Mixon. London Muhammad will be the starting left tackle in his redshirt junior season. At left guard, it'll be Solatoa Moiai, and he is one of the best players on this whole roster and brings a tremendous amount of strength to the left side of this O-line. Center is the real weak point of the offensive line this year. Tui Moody, only a 68 overall, will be the starter for the 2nd straight season. Dylan Davenport in his senior year is the starting right guard. And at right tackle, it will be the true sophomore Alani Afalava. Now, on the defensive line, you're going to see a lot of Shaq Moffitt and a lot of Noah Wiley, as well as Jamel Savea, who will be lining up opposite of Moffitt for the most part this season. At defensive tackle, the true freshman Fetu Silatolu is our top guy. Then it'll be Ty Cole with Aiden McComber as a rotational piece. The Sam linebacker this year is going to be Jason Bailey. The Mike is Naziah Caravaggio, and the Will is Jeremiah Newell. At corner, you've got 2 of the seniors that transferred in Dylan Phelps and Davin Martin, and then Delion Freeman will be the 3rd guy. Danny Berry, also a transfer, but he is only a sophomore and needs to improve a bit more. At free safety, it'll be Matthew Sherrills, and you'll see why it's not Chris Wilcoma here in just a second. And then at strong safety, it is Charles Bagley. Jackson Harris will be playing in the slot again this year. Darren Finger I have listed as the 2nd slot receiver, just to try to get him in as often as possible. The 2nd slot receiver in the depth chart often makes their way on the field. And the reason Wilcoma wasn't starting at safety is because he's going to be the #1 sub linebacker. You're going to see a ton of Chris Wilcoma. He will line up as a linebacker and as a safety. He's got great speed, a really good athlete, so he's going to be all over the place. We're going to use him everywhere on this football field. And the slot corner will be Dylan Phelps. And our gadget guy is Darren Finger. He is the player most similar to Pefele Ashlock on the roster. He's just a little raw still at the moment and needs to improve. So there you have it, your year 3 Rainbow Warriors. And now let's take a look at the teams they'll be facing this season. We start off against Utah and then immediately a conference opponent in New Mexico State. And then we play Colorado State and Cal before opening up the rest of our Mountain West season. We also play Arizona State randomly near the end of the year before wrapping it up against Air Force in week 13. I think the goal for Hawaii this year is simple. Go undefeated in the Mountain West, win the Mountain West again, impress the Pac-12, and move to the Pac-12 going into year 4. The two teams we lost to in the Mountain West are San Jose State and UNLV, who we play back-to-back in the middle of the season. And I would say those are the two most likely to beat us out of the Mountain West this year as well. And obviously I talked about overall and how we have the highest overall in the Mountain West, but we all know that the overall in this game doesn't really mean anything. But all we can do is play the opponent we have in front of us, and in week number 1, that is at the University of Utah. The Utes are led by junior quarterback Isaac Wilson, who does have pretty good speed and acceleration as a quarterback with a strong arm and good accuracies. Their number 1 halfback is Lamar Radcliffe, and they've got a relatively deep, though not great, receiver room and a decent tight end 1. This is definitely not the best offense you've seen put together from Utah. Their O-line, though, is sure to be one of the best ones we'll face all season, especially with left tackle Isaiah Garcia, who is a 90 overall. And it's a very solid defense down the board, really no weak spots here. As for the recruiting board, for those of you that didn't see it at the end of the last episode, here's what we have so far. I still need to organize it a bit more, but the 4-star we're going after this season is Clint Sauer from Santa Ana, California. He is a 6'4" wide receiver. Our last 2 seasons 4-stars have been defensive players. I wanted to get an offensive player this time. I'm also going pretty heavy on the O-line still, though not as heavy as last season. We've got a lot of key pieces in already. Now it's time to get that depth and shore up the rest of the line. But this is what we have so far, and I'll keep you guys updated on how things are going. But we have a bunch of team needs this year. One of the biggest ones is tight end. It is time to get season 3 underway, and Hawaii starts it off on the road in Salt Lake City, Utah, to face off against the Utes. A Big 12 opponent. We saw how we fared against a Big 10 opponent. Can we do any better against the Big 12? Utah will start with the football today. Radcliffe and Wilson in the backfield, and it's a throw from Wilson. That is completed to the tight end Paul Martin for a first down. From the 39, Wilson to pass again over the middle, wide open man. That's another first down for Utah, and in just 2 plays, they're past the 50. First and 10 at the Hawaii 45. And it's play action. Wilson over the middle, floats one. That's completed to Gage Cruz for another first down. 3 passes, 3 first downs for Utah. Not looking good so far for this Rainbow Warriors defense. More play action. Wilson, another throw over the middle, is completed once again. They are 4 for 4 on first downs. Just a pitiful start for this Hawaii defense. Wilson to throw again with time and a man open to the outside, and that's completed for a first down as well. So it's a 1st and goal for Utah. Did not take them very long to get here. First running play of the day, and it's not going into the end zone. 2nd and goal from the 2. Radcliffe is back in the game, and it's a fake to him. Wilson was gonna keep it, but he goes down in the backfield. 3rd and goal. And it's play action, but Wilson knows a read option. Ty Cole is in the backfield, though. Another TFL. And Utah, after that solid drive, first down after first down after first down, they're going to settle for a field goal attempt here for their first points on the new season. From the left hash, kick is on its way, and that is through. 3-0 Utes. So we'll see the Rainbow Warriors offense for the first time today. Some returning faces, some new faces. And the first play of the day is going to go to one of the new faces. It's Matthew Monty's losing 2 yards. Matthew Monty, an elite development transfer from Notre Dame. We're, of course, very excited about him. Davis back to pass, and he's just going to dump this to Monty, who makes a cut. There is a flag down. This is probably coming back, and it is. 2nd and 22 after the TFL and then a penalty. A throw over the middle for Sesi Vailahi is completed. 3rd and forever. Got to get to the 32 for a first down. Davis running out of time, scrambling, and just going to throw this one away. Nothing open, at least nothing downfield to get us a first. I've said it once, I'm probably going to continue to say it. I have to get into the habit of commentating punts because watch what happens here. Return is initially started and then a huge hit from one of the transfer corners, Danny Berry. Recovery is missed by the first two, and then Deleon Freeman, one of the other corners on this team, returns it for 6. Touchdown Hawaii on special teams. So 7-3 for the Bows, a surprise lead out of nowhere. 1st and 10 Utah. Wilson throws to the outside. That is completed for a short pickup. 6 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Wilson out of the shotgun is back to pass again. Decent pocket, finds his target, and that's going to be short of the first down marker. So a 3rd and short. Radcliffe in the backfield. Wilson, though, will go to the air. Under pressure, takes a hit. Broken tackle and a juke on the reception leads to a first down picked up. So from their own 46 now. 1st and 10 Utah, man in motion, but it's a fake jet. Some initial pressure, but Wilson evades it, and then Moffitt will take care of him, but throws him forward. It's a gain of 4. 2nd down and 6. They have not looked to the ground much at all so far today. A screen, but Sherrills is the man in the backfield, blowing the screen up. That makes it 3rd and 11 for Utah. Wilson with plenty of time, a great pocket. He's going to launch one deep. It's going to be a jump ball in the end zone, swatted away, incomplete. 4th and 11, the Utes will punt. 1st and 10 Hawaii, not much to show for us on our first attempt with the ball. A positive gain here for Matthew Monty. You will see a bit of Glenn Tandy as well, at least to start the season, while we're deciding whether or not to redshirt him. This is a screen set up for Monty. Really good blocking. Matthew Monty into the open field, past the 50, and dragged out of bounds at the Utah 44. 1st and 10. Play action. Davis is just going to dump this off to Monty, but he's going backwards, a loss of 2. There was immediate pressure there off of the play action. Vailahi is now the back. He will get the carry and nowhere to go. He picks up a yard, 3rd and long. 11 yards to go for the first. Davis back to pass, scrambling now and throwing for Kaysen Gallimore. He cannot hold on through the contact, and ultimately it is a 4th down for the Bows. So not a lot of offense to speak of thus far from either team, as Wilson scrambling away from pressure, hit as he throws, and that falls incomplete. Utah, of course, having that insane first drive that only ended up in 3 points, have not done much since offensively, and have yet to run the ball to Radcliffe at all, I believe, as this is caught on the jump ball, 3rd and 1. From the 23 under center, it's a short one. It's a sneak from Wilson, and he did get it. 2nd quarter underway, 1st and 10 from their own 25 for the Utes. Wilson finally does hand it off to Radcliffe. There's a flag down. Radcliffe went out of bounds. I think he lost yardage. The penalty was an illegal block in the back. It was actually a gain of 2 for Radcliffe. So now it'll be a 1st and 18 after the loss of 10 from the penalty. And it's play action to Radcliffe, and then just a check down. Broken tackle, no, he falls forward and is down at the 23. 2nd and 12, Wilson. Another throw to the outside. That is dropped, and it's 3rd and long. They have to get to the 35 for a first down. Good pocket for Wilson, and finds a man up the seam. That's how you beat a cover 3. Into Hawaii territory now. Wilson is under pressure, and Wokoma brings him down. An injury on the O-line for Utah as well. Chris Wokoma so far with 2 tackles. Both of them are for a loss. It's 2nd and 15 for the Utes. Read option. Wokoma was the first man there as he read it properly. And Ty Cole, I don't know if you've seen him, but he's been everywhere with these tackles. Cole cleans that one up. And now it's a 3rd and 13 from the 49. Wilson, of course, looking to throw. A blitz being sent, but over the middle, it's a wide open man. It's Crespo, the halfback 5 on the depth chart, by the way. Brian Crespo just left wide open in the middle of the field, and they're in the red zone now. First down, Utah. And it's a handoff. Crespo, down he goes. That's Charles Bagley, one of the new safeties. Have yet to see much from the true freshman stud D tackle, Fetu Silatolu. as this is a handoff to Crespo. Good blocking, and Crespo has a first down to the 6. So goal to go for the Utes. Will they finish it off this time? Handoff, Radcliffe losing yardage. Another TFL for Chris Wokoma. Second and goal from the 8. I expect Wilson will go to the air here. It's a fake handoff on the delay, and then Wilson dumps it down, and that'll get them back to the 3. So third and goal from the 2.5 for Utah. And it's a handoff. Radcliffe, Wokoma stands him up, and Ty Cole is exiting with an injury. He is meant to be a significant part of this defense this year. I would hate to lose him. Once again, though, our goal line defense holds firm. We keep them out of the end zone, and it's a field goal attempt. It is good once again. But off of the special teams touchdown, the Rainbow Warriors still have a 1-point lead. I have not heard back yet about the status of our main man, Ty Cole. First and 10 for the Hawaii offense. A bubble screen, Jackson Harris. First time we've called his name today. That's a first down, and he's up near the 40. It is a pectoral strain for Ty Cole. It says he will return soon. First and 10 from the 39. Monty is the back, but it's a throw for Joe Presley, the red shirt freshman. You'll see a lot of him. And Chris Wokoma, by the way, also injured. He will also return soon. 2 key injuries to this defense to start the season. Really not ideal. Second and inches for the Bows, and Monty is losing 4 yards. Third and 4 for the Rainbow Warriors. Davis throwing over the middle. It's Tama Uliata with the reception and the first down. Second down. Davis throwing, that's intercepted on the left side of the field, and Tama Uliata will bring the man down. And to add injury to insult in this situation, our starting center, Tui Moody, will exit with an injury. So the Utes take over in excellent field position. Wilson brings a man in motion, and then will look to throw. He dumps it to that man who loses 2 yards. Under 5 minutes left to go here in the first half. A low-scoring affair so far in this one. Second and 12. A quick throw again to the outside. Broken tackle, and another spin move. A flag is down, still on his feet. Dadrin Zipperer to the end zone, but unfortunately for him, it's getting called back. Wow, what a play. It's still a first down for Utah, but instead of a touchdown, they're only at the 35. The throw is caught again by Zipperer. This one goes for 5. Second down, under center is Wilson. Brings someone in motion, and then it's a handoff. Radcliffe, Newell brings him down, and Lamar Radcliffe will exit with an injury. Suddenly, a lot of injuries here in this second quarter. Under 4 minutes left. Wilson over the middle. That's completed to Zipperer for a first down. His 7th catch on the day already. He's just outrunning everyone on the team currently, as he is just too fast, I guess. First down and 10 from the 21, basically in the red zone. And it's another throw for Zipperer, and he's brought down, only 2 yards picked up. Second down. Over the middle, diving grab is made, and it's a first down, Utah. Any points here takes the lead for the Utes, but we would, of course, love to keep them out of the end zone if possible. Handoff. This is Matt Brommel, the halfback 2. So far, though, our goal line defense has held strong. Handoff. Brommel. He's going to be brought down, getting close to the goal line, but down at the 3. 1:20 left to be played in the half. Wilson takes the snap, throwing, it's incomplete. 4th and goal. The defense has stopped them inside the 10 for a 3rd time. So we've got 1:09 to try to find some additional points, as it's a handoff. Matthew Monty up the middle. We're going to use our first timeout. This was a read option. I was trying to throw it to Tama Uliata, who is wide open over the middle, but I guess I just wasn't quick enough. I swear I pressed circle as fast as I could. Second and short. Davis over the middle for Jackson Harris. That's completed for a first. Second and 10. Davis throwing over the middle for Vailahi. We'll have to use the second timeout there. Third and 2. Davis throwing for Uliata. First down. He steps out of bounds to stop the clock. From about midfield, first down. And a throw in the direction of the tight end. Frank Mixon is overthrown from DeMarcius Davis. Second down. Davis dumps this off to Glenn Tandy, who did get out of bounds. Now it's 3rd and 5. And Davis will throw again, and this time it's Matthew Monty, and we're going to have to hurry this back to the line of scrimmage. Clock starts moving again. There's 20 seconds left. Davis over the middle. Frank Mixon, that is caught. And now we will attempt to add a 43-yard field goal from Caleb Sempebwa to take the lead back heading into halftime. Kick is on its way, nearly blocked. It ends up through the uprights. So 3 additional points for Hawaii. It is 10-9 at halftime, and what has been a very messy start to the season for both teams. The Utah passing game looks phenomenal, but they can't get into the end zone. Bows start with the football here in the second half, and it's already a 2nd and 13 as Matthew Monty lost 3 yards on his first carry of the second half. A throw outside is caught by Joe Presley, first down. 3rd and 9 for Hawaii. Davis back to pass, scrambling and throwing. Jackson Harris on the reception, a first down for the senior wideout. In Utah territory now, play action. Looking to throw. And a wide open man. It's Tama Uliata just by himself at the sideline. And he's up to the Utah 22. 1st and 10 Hawaii. We're looking to throw again. No, Davis is going to take off to run with it, and he'll get the first down with his legs. Best drive so far for Hawaii. Monty in the backfield again. He will get the carry. Matthew Monty just a yard short of the first and just 2 yards short of a touchdown. 2nd and 1 from the 2-yard line. Davis brings Harris in motion, and it's a jet touch pass. Nowhere to go. He's losing 2 yards. 3rd and 3. Davis throwing. Caught by Joe Presley. No, it's incomplete. In and out of his hands. 4th down and 3. Ordinarily, I would go for it here, but in this situation, it would make it a 4-point lead for Hawaii. Kick is on its way, and it is just inside that right upright. And good. And what that means is that Utah now has to find the end zone to take the lead. Obviously a lot of time left in this one. They've not had much issue moving the football, but they haven't been able to get into the end zone at all today. 2nd and 7. Wilson throw outside. Broken tackle. Phelps bringing down Zipperer. 9th catch for Zipperer on the day, by the way. 3rd and 2. From the 33, Wilson over the middle, completed to the tight end, and everyone gets mixed up with one another. Gains a few yards after the catch as well. 1st and 10 at the 42, at their own 42. Handoff to Radcliffe to the outside. He's brought down. That's Davin Martin with the tackle. No gain, 2nd down. And it's Matt Brommel back in the backfield. Fake handoff to him, and Wilson on a deep drop throws. Broken tackle for Zipperer. Another one, and a first down. His 10th catch on the day. If this were a PPR league, he would have 10 points simply from receptions. 1st and 10, and it's a handoff, but a big tackle for loss. That was another transfer player, a linebacker by the name of Caden Woolwine. Now it's a 2nd and 11. Wilson with time. Our 4-man rush has been atrocious today, and Martin forces this out of the hands of the receiver. 3rd and long for Utah. As Wilson steps back to pass, again the 4-man rush is just pitiful, and it's a first down. An injury timeout for Utah. We haven't gotten any pressure unless we have sent a blitz at Wilson. Although this time he's under pressure from Fetusila Tolu, but still gets it off to Matt Brommel. 2nd and short for the Utes. Wilson throwing, that is completed. Broken tackle and brought down before he can break away for 6. Glenn Waters is now the back, and it's a pitch outside to him. Nice spin move, another broken tackle, and one of the best runs on the day for Waters. And then back in comes Brommel. On the 2nd and 1 from the 7. I'm counting on this defense to keep them out of the end zone still. Brommel doesn't even get the first. 3rd down inches. Wilson sneaks it, 1st and goal. So here they are inside the 5 again. We have successfully stopped them every time so far today. We need to do it here again. Wilson Looks to throw, running out of time. Down goes Isaac Wilson. It's Nazaya Carvalho with the tackle for loss. Only 50 seconds left in the third quarter. Utah has dominated time of possession in this one. It's a carry for Brommel. 3rd and goal from the 13. So from outside the 10. Sila Tolu gets upended. That's a catch. What a throw from Wilson. Touchdown Utah, and they finally find their way to the end zone. It's Gage Cruz on the reception, and I mean, this is just a perfect throw from Isaac Wilson. His tight end was the only man that could catch that. So 13-16 in a weird one. 1st and 10 from the 21 for Hawaii. Matthew Monty up the middle. One of the best carries for him on the day. Goes for a 1st down. 4th quarter underway. 1st and 10. DeMarcius Davis throwing. This is incomplete in the direction of Joe Presley. And there's also a flag down on our O-line. London Muhammad, the new left tackle, with the holding call against him. Now it's a 1st and 20. As Davis is back to pass, and he just dumps this to Glenn Tandy. And Tandy has 9 yards to make it 2nd and 11. Have to get to the 42. Davis to throw again. It's Glenn Tandy again, and it'll be a 3rd and more manageable 6. From the 36, it's a 3rd and 6. Jackson Harris is the man in motion. Davis, play action, looking to throw, and throwing in the direction of Tama Uliata. He's got the reception, and he's to the Utah 40. 1st and 10, Davis on fire. A quick throw over the middle, caught by Jackson Harris. Picks up 6. 2nd down and 4. Monty on a carry, tackled forward. He's got a 1st. 10 minutes left to play. Play action. A throw from Davis is caught by Frank Mixon, the freshman tight end. Inches to go for the 1st. Davis throwing. Joe Presley on the catch. 1st and goal, Hawaii. From the 8 now. Davis throwing Presley's way again. It's caught. We're a bit closer. Now 2nd and goal. Davis throwing. Tama Uliata, touchdown, Hawaii. And it's Tama Uliata, the senior wideout, finally getting his chance to shine in this offense. Gets a touchdown here so that Hawaii can retake the lead in the 4th. 8:14 left to be played. 1st and 10 for Utah. Back down by 4. And it's a handoff to Crespo. It will pick up 5. Ty Cole is leaving with another injury. We do have Aiden McComber, a very capable player, had a pretty good year last season. Handoff, this is Brommel trucking one defender and having a 1st and 10 at the 42. This Utah offense just can't be stopped right now. Play action to Crespo, and then a throw up the seam is caught, and it's a 1st down, Utah into Hawaii territory. 7 minutes left in the game. Wilson. Play action again, and just dumping it to the wide open halfback. It's another 1st down for the Utes, and that puts Wilson over 300 on the day. 1st and 10, Wilson under some pressure, but still finds his target. It's Gage Cruz. From the 12 now, Wilson is under center. He will hand this off to Brommel, and now Matt Sherrills is exiting with an injury. 2nd and long for Wilson and company. And a throw to the left is completed, and into the end zone for 6 is Mana Carvalho. Touchdown Utah, and they take the lead. A bunch of lead switches here in the 2nd half. The Utes take over this time. 1st and 10, Hawaii back down by 3. It's turned into a bit of a shootout here in the 2nd half. Jackson Harris on the bubble screen will pick up 6. 5 minutes left, 2nd and 4, handoff Monty, and Matthew Monty juking out one defender, gets past the 40. 1st down, Bose. Vailahi now the back, Vailahi with the carry, and Sesi Vailahi is just inches short of a 1st. On 2nd and inches. Davis, play action, stepping up, and DeMarcius Davis is going to take off, scrambling up the middle of the field and sliding down at the 25. A huge pickup on the ground for our 6'5" captain at quarterback. So we're in field goal range at this point to be able to tie it up. 3 minutes left. Davis throws for Mixon, and Frank Mixon is down at the 21. 2nd and 6. Play action, Davis hit as he throws, but he finds the backup tight end, Kaysen Gallimore, and he's inside the 10, first and goal Hawaii. 2-minute timeout. It is first and goal from the 9, and it will be a handoff to Matthew Monty, and he's not going anywhere. Second and goal, Davis looking to throw, end zone, caught by Jackson Harris. Touchdown Hawaii. And the Rainbow Warriors, with 1 minute and 31 seconds remaining, will take the lead one more time. Let's see if the defense can finally put an end to this Utah offense. So 1 minute 28, all 3 of their timeouts, but they are down by 4, so they have to get into the end zone. Brommel on a carry to start, and they'll use their first timeout. 1 minute 24 for Wilson. And it's a quick throw to the outside, and another injury for Hawaii. Delion Freeman is leaving the game. Appears to be an ankle injury for Freeman. I'll keep you guys posted. But right now, we've got a game to focus on. First and 10. It's another handoff to Brommel. And they're going to have to use another timeout. They don't, actually. They just hurry it up to the line of scrimmage. I don't know if they're expecting to catch us off guard. It's play action, and a shot deep downfield is swatted down, incomplete. 1 minute left to play. It's a 3rd down and 6. Wilson with time, stepping up in his pocket, has a man open. It's Zipperer on the reception, and he goes out of bounds right around the 20. I don't know how that man ends up so wide open every single time, but he also got out of bounds, and it's going to be a run play for Wilson on a read option. They'll hurry it back to the line of scrimmage. We just have to keep them out of the end zone. 40 seconds left. And this is swatted down, incomplete. A field goal does nothing for Utah. 3rd and 10. And it's a direct snap to Brommel, and Jason Bailey with a phenomenal tackle. The game comes down to this. They hurry it to the line of scrimmage. 30 seconds left. It's a 4th and 9. With so much time into the end zone, it is incomplete. Forced out of the hands of Zipperer. We'll take another look. Wilson had been looking for Zipperer all day, and to his credit, this is a great throw, but Zipperer can't hold on through the hit. It's Jawan Soliday playing here late due to the injury and making a big time punch out to secure a Hawaii victory. So the Rainbow Warriors come into Rice-Eccles Stadium, and they will exit with an upset victory. I think this Bows team is serious here in year number 3. 27-23 is the final. And in what was a shootout in the second half, the Rainbow Warriors come out victorious. I mentioned it earlier in the game. I knew that being up by 4 was going to be a big time difference maker. We, for the most part, and especially in the first half, kept them out of the end zone basically every time, and we managed to do so one final time to secure a win. What a game. It really felt like the Utes dominated time of possession, and they did. Although it was worse in the first half, we gained some back in the second. 29-44 to 22-16. Taking a look at the player stats, Demarcius Davis, 1 interception, 2 touchdowns, 77% completion percentage, 278 yards. 4.2 average for Monty. I thought he was fine. I want to establish the ground game a bit more this season, and we failed to do so early on, but it came to us a bit in the third quarter in particular. In the receiving game, Jackson Harris led the way, 7 for 63 and a touchdown, but Tama Uliata, I think, is the main deep threat this season. 5 for 69 and a touchdown for him. Joe Presley, I think, is a phenomenal route runner, just happens to get open on short routes all the time. He doesn't have great top speed, but he'll get open early, it seems. And then defensively, it's Charles Bagley leading the way with total tackles with 12, Matt Sherrills with 10, and it's Chris Wokoma with 3 tackles for loss and a sack, really leading the way for us defensively. I knew that putting him in as a sub linebacker would be a nice boost to this defense. So an upset victory to start the season for the Bows. Let's go ahead and advance to week number 2. And now the Warriors get to face off against New Mexico State in an early start to Mountain West Conference play. This New Mexico State squad is listed as a 54 overall. They come in as 1-1 so far on the season. Their top quarterback is AJ Bianco, who is a dual threat. His accuracy is not great. He has a relatively strong arm and decent speed and acceleration. They do have a really solid halfback in Micah Ford. He's an 85 overall and is the captain of this offense. Not great in terms of receivers. It really falls off a cliff depth-wise after the fourth guy in Isaiah Wright. Looking at this offensive line, it's actually not too horrible. It's pretty standard to what we see in the Mountain West, maybe slightly below an average Mountain West line. The defense is supposed to be their strength, at least based on the overall, but pretty much everyone is a low 70s in terms of overall. And they are absolutely horrendous at corner, which is something we're gonna look to exploit. With how this Hawaii team looks, the expectation is to go undefeated in the Mountain West. It is time for the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors home opener, as well as the Mountain West opener on the season. We face a team we have yet to face so far since they had joined the Mountain West last season, in New Mexico State. The Bows start with the football coming off of a victory against the University of Utah and looking to open up Mountain West play 1-0, as well as Matthew Monty breaks the first contact, and he's got to pick up a 14 to start his day. 1st and 10 from our own 39. Davis hands off Vailahi, trying to get to the outside, but getting off of his blocker is Nathan Mitchell. No gain for the senior halfback. 2nd down and 10. Davis throwing and finding Tama Uliata. Run after the catch for Uliata. Good blocking downfield from Jackson Harris, and a Hawaii first. In enemy territory now, Davis dropping back to pass again. And on the drag route, he finds Jackson Harris. That's a 1st down. So a great start to the day for the Hawaii offense. Let's see if that continues. Vailahi on a carry, not much there. A pickup of a yard. Monty checks back into the game, and it's play action. Davis scrambling out to the left and then throwing for his tight end. It's Frank Mixon with the reception, and down at the 5, 1st and goal Hawaii. On our first attempt with goal to go, Davis over the middle to Jackson Harris. It picks up 2. From the 3-yard line, handoff. Monty's tackled down from behind at the 1-yard line. 3rd and goal. Davis looking to throw, scrambling now, firing, incomplete in the direction of the freshman Joe Presley. And on 4th and goal from the 1, Hawaii is still on the football field. Out of the I formation, Davis hands off Vailahi. He's stopped at the 2, and the left tackle, London Muhammad, is exiting with an injury. Hawaii gets stopped, and New Mexico State takes over. So the first drive of the day for New Mexico State starts from the 1.5. They're out of the I, trying to get to safety now. And it will be a handoff to start the day, and a pretty good carry, bouncing it to the outside, and a 1st down picked up for Micah Ford. Micah, the star of this offense, and they do run with tempo. AJ Bianco is the quarterback. Out of the shotgun now, with Ford to his right, and it's another handoff to Ford, but he's tackled in the backfield this time. There's also a flag down, so a holding penalty makes it 1st and 17 now from the 7. Man in motion, and then a fake handoff. Under pressure is Bianco, but he finds his target, and it's a 1st down picked up for the tight end. That's Jerry Lydiot. They hurry to the line of scrimmage for a 1st and 10 at their own 27. Play action, and all kinds of time to throw for AJ Bianco. It finally runs out. It's Ty Cole, the sophomore, with a sack. He just took too much time to throw the football. You cannot hold on to it that long. Now it's a 2nd and 15, and it's a handoff going to the outside. Another flag is down, though, and it's going to be holding again. Now it's 2nd and 25 for New Mexico State. Bianco back to pass, running out of time. Sila Tolu was there with the pressure, while Coma drags the tight end out of bounds. It's 3rd and 14. So what can they do on a 3rd and long? Bianco with time, lots of it. Sila Tolu hits him as he releases, and it falls incomplete. Ty Cole, though, is injured on the play for Hawaii. First down, Bows. Good starting field position. A handoff to Matthew Monty, though, is going way backwards, a loss of 3. Struggling to establish the run game thus far, as this is going to be a throw from Davis. And there's a flag down on the play. It's a holding on London Muhammad, who has returned from his injury scare. 2nd and 23. Davis throwing. Frank Mixon with the reception. It's going to be 3rd and 9. From the 38, have to get to the logo. Davis back to pass, scrambling now, gonna dump this to Jackson Harris, need him to make a move, he can't do it, and Hawaii will have to punt. Can't help but feel like it should be a lead for the Bows after that first drive. It's still 0-0 though as we approach the end of the first. Bianco just flicking one downfield, and it's swatted down by Phelps. Lots of deflections early in the year for Dylan Phelps. It's 2nd and 10 for Bianco and company. He brings a man in motion, and it's a jet touch pass to him. Cuts it back to the middle, takes a big hit from Wokoma, and Silatolu gets involved as well. 3rd down and 8. Ty Cole has also returned from his injury. Bianco throwing and finding his target. 1st down, New Mexico State. The Aggies with tempo once again. Bianco calling his shot, changing the play. And then he will hand it to Ford, and it's a trick play, a wide receiver throw, and he just throws it away as he was immediately under pressure. Offset I formation after the trick play attempt. Fullback is in motion, and then it's a handoff to Micah Ford, chased down by Noah Wiley from behind. And they sprint back to the line of scrimmage. It's 3rd and 2. And they'll call an audible, switching sides of the field. Under center, Bianco, hands off Ford. Huge lane for Ford, and he's off to the races at the 10-5 touchdown Aggies. Micah Ford with the speed, and the O-line gave him a hole big enough to drive a truck through. Touchdown, New Mexico State. They'll take the lead in the first. So the Bows down a touchdown now, 1:08 left to play in the first quarter. Handoff Matthew Monty, can't break away. 2nd and long. Davis over the middle for Mixon. That's completed for a pickup of 3, and that should end the first quarter. Second quarter underway, and it's a 3rd and 6 to get us started. DeMarcius Davis back to pass, just has to dump it off to Mixon. He's going to be a yard short of the first. And from this spot on the field, we just have to punt it away. The run defense that we're used to seeing from Hawaii has been pretty bad these first couple of weeks. They do not continue to go to Ford here, though, as Bianco throws. This is completed for a pickup of 7. 11 minutes left to play in the half. Bianco under pressure. Silatolu was there. He still gets the pass off to Jerry Lydiot. 1st and 10, and it's a handoff to Ford. Caravaggio gets bodied, but we make the tackle anyway, no gain. Now quickly back under center, offset I for the Aggies with a fullback in the formation. Bianco calling audibles once again, and he steps back to pass. It was a screen setup, but we got home too quickly, and it's Fetu Silatolu, another homegrown kid on this D-line with a sack. So 3rd and forever for New Mexico State. Bianco drops back under pressure immediately. The block was not picked up, and it's Noah Wiley with the sack. 4th and 23 coming up for the Aggies. They will, of course, punt it away. A good return from Darren Finger brings us to midfield to start the new drive. Davis over the middle will find Jackson Harris for a short pickup. On 2nd down, Davis back to pass again. And running out of time, scrambling and finding the 1st down up to the 38. 8 minutes left to go in the half. Matthew Monty is the back, and he will get the carry. Good blocking for Monty, and another good carry for him. 1st and 10. Davis throwing. It's Jackson Harris. There is a flag down, though, and I have to assume this one's coming back. It was Alani Afalava with the hold, continuing to have issues with that. 1st and 20 from the 31 now. And it's going to be a jump ball for Jackson Harris in zone. It's overthrown. Harris really had no chance. 2nd and forever. Play action. And Davis stepping up. He's going to take off to run, but he's hit down at the 30. 3rd and 19. We got to get to the 11-yard line. Davis throwing. It's Tama Uliata. We're going to do better than the 11. How about the end zone? Touchdown Rainbow Warriors. Tama Uliata for 6. And after the PAT, we'll be all tied up. 7-7, about half of the second quarter left to be played. Bianco will start under center and he'll hand off to Ford, who gets upended by Wokoma. Bianco goes back under center. They've got 3 on the left side of this O-line, but Bianco will look to throw and finds his target. It's Keandre Woodbury, his wide receiver 1. A solid pickup as they hurry it back to the line. They're already about to the 50. They call it the 48. Bianco hands off Ford. Carvalho is there. 2nd and 8. Bianco by himself. A blitz being sent, but he finds the completion. And that's going to make it a 3rd and short. Back under center is AJ Bianco. Ford behind him, single back. And it's a handoff up the gut for Ford. A stiff arm and a 1st down for New Mexico State. He's only 16 yards away from 100 already on the day, and we're not even to halftime yet, as New Mexico State is on the move. Calling audibles is Bianco, so they love to hurry it to the line here. I don't know what the tight end is doing there on the left, but it looks like they're not going to be able to snap the football, as Bro is doing a little bit of a dance over there, and he just refuses to get set. Went ahead and declined the penalty. We're going to pretend that never happened. 1st and 10 at the Hawai'i 36. Bianco, fake handoff under pressure. It's Sila Tolu. Yet again, another sack on the day for the freshman. 2nd and 16 as it's a handoff to Ford, and he's going to lose yardage. Wokoma, the one who ultimately brings him down. 3rd and 18 from the 44. And they're setting up a screen for Ford, and it's missed by Bianco. And they're not even going to bring out the kicker. They are punting it away. So a huge sack and a huge tackle for loss for Hawaii. The sack in TFL keeps them from putting additional points on the board before halftime. That's a 1st and 10 at the 16. Davis will hand off to Monty, and just running downhill, he picks up a yard. 2nd and 9. Davis running out of time. Down goes DeMarcius Davis. 3rd and 18 after the huge loss for the Bows, and Davis will look to throw once again. Another blitz as Davis gets drilled in the end zone, but gets it off. It falls incomplete, and we'll have to punt it away. Pretty good kick from Leo Ramsey, considering it was out of the back of his own end zone. New Mexico State starts at their own 42, and it's a keeper for Bianco. Wokoma brings him down, a pickup of 5. That brings us to the 2-minute timeout. New Mexico State attempting to take the lead before the half. Hawaii trying to prevent that from happening. Man in motion. It's a jet touch pass. Has blockers. Has a 1st down. Shaq Moffitt, the sophomore edge rusher, is exiting with an injury. That's what happens when you face these tempo offenses. You see some injuries. As we'll hope Shaq is okay. Handoff to Ford. Sila Tolu is back there, as is Maratarangi. 2nd and 13. Sila Tolu under some pressure again, and as he brings him down once more. Bianco is just feeling the heat from the freshman. 3rd and 19. Bianco under pressure again. Sila Tolu, have yourself a 1st half. Another pressure for him. 4th and 19. And good news on top of that, Shaq Moffitt's going to be just fine. 1:24 to try to get some points before the half, as Davis will drop back to throw and just dumps this off to Jackson Harris. That'll pick up 5, and we'll hurry it up. Back to the line of scrimmage. Davis looks to throw again, finding Joe Presley. His first catch goes for a 1st down. Under a minute now. We still have all 3 of our timeouts. Davis trying to buy time and ultimately just throwing this one away. And DeMarcius Davis is exiting with an injury. Our star quarterback in his true junior season is out of the game. That promotes redshirt freshman Dante Dobbins to quarterback duties. First game action for Dobbins. It is a 3rd and 10 from the 40, and he is back to pass. Over the middle, he finds Joe Presley, and Presley's going to be short of the 1st down marker. A decent punt, and New Mexico State will have to drive from their own 9-yard line. Bianco over the middle, that is completed, a yard short of a 1st. And they do not go to the hurry up. They let most of the clock tick away here. I do think they're going to run this final play, and they do. Bianco maybe just going to lob it downfield, but he won't get the chance as Ty Cole gets home for the 6th Hawai'i sack of the first half. The defense is doing its part. The offense needs to step up, but a question mark is, will Demarcus Davis be returning in this game? It remains to be seen. Aggies start with the football in the second half, and we're under the lights here in Honolulu. Bianco play action, and a throw to the tight end is completed for a pickup of 6. Still running with tempo here in the second half. The offense hasn't been overly successful, though it also hasn't been bad by any means either. Ford on a carry. He's got the first down, tackled forward by Noah Wiley. By the way, if you are curious of the injury for Demarcus Davis, it is not a long-term injury, and he's technically good to go right now, but his risk of injury is severe. So out of an abundance of caution early in the season, we are likely going to bench him for the remainder of this game, unless suddenly he's feeling very, very good in like the fourth quarter. So it'll be pretty much up to Dante Dobbins to find a victory in the Mountain West as a redshirt freshman. Bianco out of the shotgun, play action, and with time, it's a catch for the tight end, and he's fighting for extra yardage, falling down at the 49 with a first down. So far, so good for New Mexico State to start the third quarter. Bianco backs up out of the shotgun now, and he will fire over the middle, and it's another completion. This time it's Case Holleran. Case is listed as the wide receiver 3 for the Aggies. Now it's a 2nd down and 5. And a throw over the middle is completed, and that's Jerry Lydiot. 3rd and 1. And it's a throw, and it's caught for a first down, and they're well into Hawaii territory now. Looking for the defense to get some kind of a stop here. Have yet to do much today, to be honest, other than all of the sacks, of course. 1st and 10, New Mexico State. Bianco throwing and finding his man. That's Holleran once again with another first. The pass coverage just simply has not been good enough today. 10 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Handoff. Ford breaks the first tackle. Sherrills brings him down. And a couple New Mexico State injuries on this play. So they're without the starting tight end. It's Joshua Goins as the replacement, as Ford will gain a few yards, making it 3rd and 7. Under center is Bianco. 3rd and 7 from the 14, looking to hold them to a field goal. Bianco dumps this off. It is completed, and it's going to be a 1st and goal at the 1 for New Mexico State. Chris Wokoma with yet another tackle. I formation for New Mexico State. 1st and goal from the 1. Handoff. Ford blown up in the backfield. That was Akeem Henson with that huge hit. And now it's a 2nd and goal from the 1. Bianco, what is he doing? Got lost in the backfield. He loses 6 yards. Now 3rd and goal from the 7, still in the hurry up. Bianco looking to throw, has so much time, finds an open man, but he steps out of bounds at the 1-yard line, and they're going for it. Not even the 1. It is the half-yard line. I have to imagine that Bianco is sneaking this from the 1. No, it's a handoff. Ford, he didn't get it. He's down at the 1. Nazaya Caravallo with the tackle just saved us points. Look where the ball is placed. How close did they get? We are so very close to giving up a safety. It is 1st and 10 from the inches mark, and we are going to give up the safety. Matthew Monty couldn't get out, and it's 9-7 for New Mexico State. And to make it even worse, they get the football. So Dante Dobbins has barely seen the field, and if it's up to New Mexico State, he practically will not in the third quarter, as Ford fights for a yard. 2nd and 9. The starting tight end Jerry Lydiot has returned, and he will get a reception here to pick up 2. 3rd and 7 going to the air is Bianco. A huge blitz though, and down goes Bianco. Several Rainbow Warriors involved, and it's a 4th and 16 for the Aggies. A stop this defense needed to get. Dante Dobbins still the quarterback. 1st and 10 Hawaii from the 49. Handoff to Matthew Monty is not going very far. 2nd and 8 out of the shotgun for Dobbins. He will throw, and he finds Vailahi, a bit of a high ball. Vailahi is inches shy of the first. 3rd down and inches from the 41. Dobbins throwing, and it's caught by Joe Presley for a first. From the 34, a 1st and 10. Glenn Tandy for the first time today. He will get the handoff, and he's going backwards, losing 4. Monty checks back in for 2nd and 14. And it's a screen set up for Matthew Monty. Some open space for Matthew, and he's close to the first, 3 yards short of it. 3rd and 3. Play action. Dobbins dumps this to Vailahi. He didn't get the first. We could settle for the field goal and take the lead here if we want to. But the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors are staying on the football field as an offense. 4th and inches from the 25. Dante Dobbins, he didn't get the first. Are you kidding me? Dobbins is not a big, strong guy like Davis, but we gave him a chance to get the first down, and he apparently did not get it. He was so close. We approach the end of the 3rd quarter, 9-7 for New Mexico State. A defensive battle. Fetu Silatolu hits Bianco again. It's a lob downfield. It's intercepted by Matthew Sherrills off the deflection from Dylan Phelps, and Hawaii will take over on what is essentially an arm punt. 1st and 10 Bows. We need to capitalize on the turnover. Matthew Monty has a nice solid pickup and a first down. 1st and 10 from the 42. Glenn Tandy, the back, a nice cut and a pickup of 5. Now Vailahi checks in, and Vailahi gets the carry. Some running room to the outside for Sesi Vailahi, and another Hawaii first down at the 38 now. And it's play action, mix in with a reception and a pickup of a yard. 2nd and 9, 6 for 6 so far for Dobbins, though we haven't exactly asked him to do a whole lot, as he just dumps this off, to Joe Presley. 3rd and 2 for the Bows. Dobbins will snap it before the end of the quarter, and finding the favorite target, Jackson Harris, for a first. We'll begin the 4th quarter. 1st and 10, 12 minutes left to play. Handoff Monty, and a carry up the middle. We'll get another Hawaii first down. From the 15 now. There's a flag down. Monty on the carry. The flag almost seemed like it was pre-snap. Did they have a player offsides? Oh, wow. How did I not notice this? They just had a man way offsides. I should have called an audible. I didn't even see that there was just nobody on Jackson Harris at all. 1st and 5 from the 10. Dobbins throwing. It's incomplete in the direction of Tama Uliata. 2nd and 5. Play action. Dobbins running out of time, and Dante Dobbins has to throw this one away. 3rd and 5 for the Bows. Out of the shotgun, Dobbins throws for Kaysen Gallimore. It's incomplete, swatted down, and this time we will actually settle for the 3. So this kick would give us a 1-point lead, and that's exactly what it does. Lots of time left in the 4th for New Mexico State. Now down by a point. It's a handoff to Ford, spinning, but tackled down, a pickup of a yard. Still with tempo for New Mexico State. Under pressure is Bianco, but dumps this one off. That is completed, and for a first down. Under center is Bianco on the 1st and 10. 11 minutes left to be played. Brings a man in motion. And it's going to be a handoff to Micah Ford, who's tackled down at the 31. Now we're looking at a 2nd and 8. Bianco, handoff Ford again. Blockers to the outside. Micah Ford makes a move, and Micah Ford is into open space. Only one man could catch him, and it's not going to happen. Touchdown Aggies on another big run from Micah Ford, the star halfback. Finding space and marching his way to the end zone. The Aggies will retake the lead, and I gotta imagine they're gonna go for 2 here. And they are going for 2, trying to make it a clean 17-10 lead as we head deeper into the 4th. Bianco, a dump off, and that's good for 2 points. So down a score and at risk of being 0-1 to start our Mountain West season. Dante Dobbins will hand this to Glenn Tandy, who only picks up 2. 2nd and 8 from the 23. Quick throw over the middle is high for Gallimore, who is a tall guy, but that was a little too tall even for him. This is a pretty critical 3rd down and 8 here for Hawaii, as Dobbins back to pass over the middle. He finds Joe Presley. Joe Presley not with the best top speed, trying to make his way to the end zone anyway. The 10 dragged down at the 7. Dante Dobbins to Joe Presley, redshirt freshman to redshirt freshman, and Hawaii's at the 7. First and goal, Tandy is the back. Tandy will get the carry. Glenn Tandy down at the 5. Second and goal, Dobbins throwing, and it's caught by Jackson Harris for a touchdown. Hawaii's gonna tie this game back up thanks to a big play from Dobbins to Presley. Harris caps it off, and it's gonna be 17-17 after the PAT. A bad return, they'll start from their own 15, but it doesn't seem to matter when Micah Ford is your back. He has been cooking us all day, but they'll go to the air, and Bianco finds his target. Case Holleran for 5. 8.5 left in this one. Ford in the backfield. It's another trick play. Holleran gets it, and he's going to lose a ton of yardage. And that makes it a 3rd down and 12 for the Aggies. Bianco looking to throw under pressure. It's Ty Cole with another sack, his 3rd on the day. This D-line has gotten nastier and nastier every year. Ty Cole, Fetu Silatolu, and Shaq Moffitt are quite the trio. It's a good return from Darren Finger as he's past the 50 and down at the 37. So the Bows in great position now. The momentum, I would say, firmly in their favor. Dobbins, handoff, Tandy, not a ton there. 2nd and 8, Dobbins out of the shotgun, firing. Kason Gallimore, the tight end, is wide open for a Hawaii 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 23. Dobbins will just dump this off. Joe Presley is wide open, and it's a nice pickup of 6. 6 catches for 104 for Joe. On 2nd and 4, about 5 minutes left to be played. Dobbins hands off Glenn Tandy. Glenn Tandy makes a man miss. And Candy Tandy's down to the 9. 1st and goal, Dobbins throwing over the middle. It's Mixon into the end zone, touchdown, but London Muhammad with another penalty. These young tackles for Hawaii cannot stop holding. So a touchdown for Frank Mixon is wiped out. Now it's 1st and goal at the 19. Dobbins hands off Matthew Monty, tries to hit a spin move, but only ends up losing yardage. 2nd and goal, all the way back at the 24. Dobbins will look to pass, and throwing for Harris. Did he get a foot down? It doesn't matter. He dropped the football. 3rd and goal from the 24. Dobbins hit as he throws, and it's incomplete. He was under pressure immediately. So a field goal attempt for Caleb Sempebwa. Kick is blocked. It is blocked. It's recovered by Hawaii, but New Mexico State will get it on the turnover, and they're ready to upset the Rainbow Warriors. They need any points to take the lead now after blocking a field goal. This defense has to come up huge here. There's only 4 minutes left to be played. Bianco hands off Ford, makes Bailey miss, but Phelps is there. It's a loss of 2. 2nd and 12, 3:30 left to be played. Bianco under center sends Ford out wide to the right, and then Bianco will look to throw. There is a blitz being sent, and down goes AJ Bianco. It's Jason Bailey this time. Excuse me, that was Caravallo with the sack, and now it's a 3rd down and 20 for New Mexico State. Handoff Ford, it's the trick play again. The wide receiver, though, throws it away again. Or maybe he's just an inaccurate thrower, I'm not sure. Either way, New Mexico just squandered their chance at an upset victory. Now Hawaii gets a shot to walk it off. Bows have to get to field goal range as Dobbins drops back to pass. Scrambling now. He's going to dump this to Tama Uliata. Stays in bounds and has a big 1st down. 2-minute timeout as Hawaii tries to get into field goal range to walk this one off. Dante Dobbins, handoff Glenn Tandy, and he goes down after a pickup of 4. Not in field goal range just yet. Definitely want to get a bit closer. 2nd down and 6. Throw over the middle. Dobbins misses Mixon badly. He was wide open, and now it's a 3rd and 6. That also stops the clock. That is a very significant miss from Dobbins that has huge implications. This would be a very long kick for Sempebwa. Dobbins will look to throw again. He finds Kaysen Gallimore, who holds on but does not get the first down. So it's going to be a 51-yard attempt for Caleb Sempebwa. Last one was blocked. This one is nearly blocked again. It's veering right. It is no good from Caleb Sempebwa, and New Mexico State's going to have another opportunity with 1:24 left to be played. 1st and 10, 1:24, and it's a keeper for Bianco. A flag is down, and that probably saved us because this was a huge pickup, and it's a block in the back by Case Holleran. It does make it a 1st and 4 as the yardage is based on the spot, and it was much further down the field. Handoff, Ford up the middle, only one man to beat, and Micah Ford is down at the 41. Jamel Savea stops the clock with an injury, but now New Mexico State might be in field goal range. 1st and 10, Bianco and the Aggies looking to get a Mountain West upset to start their season. Ford with the spin move, and Ford has a 1st down and 10 to the 27. I guess we're going to start using timeouts. We have to just hope for a miracle at this point as Micah Ford is slaughtering us today. Bianco, man in motion. It's the tight end. And it's another handoff to Ford, and Ford is brought down. We use our next timeout. Out of the shotgun now is Bianco. It's a delayed handoff. Ford is blown up by Noah Wiley, and our final timeout is used. 3rd and 11. Bianco is under center. He's actually back to pass. He's under some pressure. He overthrows his man. That stops the clock. And here comes James Duck, their freshman kicker. It'll be 20-17, but due to the incompletion, Hawaii will still have time. The kick is good. 20-17, New Mexico State, but Dante Dobbins will have an opportunity to be a hero. We need a field goal to tie it and force overtime. We have no timeouts remaining. Dante Dobbins still the quarterback. The risk of injury for DeMarcius Davis is still severe. Dobbins will look to throw. A flag is down, and this is going to be coming back, and it's a big pickup for Jackson Harris. It's Alani Afalava. The holding penalties absolutely crushing us right now. 1st and 20. Dobbins throwing. It's completed for Frank Mixon, but it gains next to nothing, and we have no time. 30 seconds left. Dobbins will throw this for Gallimore. He can't get out of bounds. It's 3rd and 15. There's only 20 seconds left. Dobbins is back to pass again, and he's just heaving it deep for Joe Presley. He can't come down with it, and the game's pretty much going to come down to this. The other quarterback on the roster, Colt Sparks, has come onto the field for this final play of the game, or at least what is likely the final play of the game. He has a stronger arm and a more accurate deep ball than Dante Dobbins. 4th and 15. The game comes down to this. Sparks is back to pass, and he's going to launch one deep for our favorite target, Jackson Harris. It is incomplete, and New Mexico State is going to upset the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors to start the season in Mountain West Conference play. Bianco takes a knee, and that is it. 20-17. The Rainbow Warriors will start 0-1 in the Mountain West in a year where we wanted to go undefeated in it. Our normally very stout run defense allowed 192 yards and 2 touchdowns from Micah Ford. That is just unacceptable. I thought Dante Dobbins played admirably in DeMarcius Davis's stead. Davis could have come back, but he was experiencing really bad wear and tear, like -5 to basically everything. And he had severe injury risk. I feel like one more hit, like maybe could have ended his season. And I really just didn't want that early in the year. Y'all might question me. You know, we did lose this game, I think in large part to Dobbins being in at quarterback. There's that one missed throw that really, I think, cost us the game more than anything. in the direction of Frank Mixon, where he just threw it at his feet. And I think Davis obviously makes that throw, although we have seen him miss throws like that in the past. It's only one loss. It's not the end of our season, but it definitely hurts. And let me know what you would have done in the comments. But I'll tell you right now that Davis had severe injury risk the whole time. I kept checking, because even if it was just low injury risk, I was putting the guy back in, but it was severe the entire time, and it was -4s and -5s down the board. The rushing game just couldn't really get going. Monty was weird today because he would either have a nice carry of about 12 to 15 yards or he would go backwards. But 4.6 average is not bad. Tandy was not great in his appearances, and Vailahi was pretty mid. 7 for 36 for Jackson Harris, a lot more short yardage for him so far this season. Joe Presley was the main man. As a reminder, he has elite development. He is certainly taking over as the wide receiver 1 in the post Jackson Harris era, and he is coming on strong in his redshirt freshman season. He's an excellent route runner. He's just open often. I really like Frank Mixon. I know he's a low overall, but I just like him. He's got decent speed. He's a decent blocker. Just an all-around pretty solid tight end. I wish he was a touch bigger, but we do also have Kaysen Gallimore, who's a bit larger and quite a bit faster. Tama Uliata, a deep ball threat if ever there was one. A touchdown for him on the day, 3 for 62. And then defensively, how do we end up with all of these sacks in a game that we ultimately lose? Ty Cole and Fetu Silatolu in the middle are just insane in the pass rush, but obviously against the run, they're just not doing enough, I guess. I'm really not sure what the issue was in this game, but we just could not get past this O-line to bring down Micah Ford. Of course, 2 missed kicks from Caleb Sempebwa. 1 blocked, a 51-yarder missed, and that was ultimately the difference in this one. If I make that 51-yarder, we're tied at 20. We're probably in overtime, and maybe we go on to win it. But woulda, coulda, shoulda. All we can do is focus on the future. Well, this is the absolute polar opposite start to the year I expected. I fully thought we would lose to Utah. We end up winning a close one there. And I thought we would crush New Mexico State. Obviously, a lot of things just didn't go our way in this one. The blocked field goal, and of course, Davis missing the majority of the game. But man, I feel like we're a good enough team that we should have won that despite the loss of Davis. And luck was just on New Mexico State's side for the most part in this one. But all we can do now is look forward. And our next matchup is against a Pac-12 opponent in Colorado State. We want to join the Pac-12 next season. So I think a win here would go a long ways to proving that we are ready. Obviously, I think they see that loss to New Mexico State and they might question that at the Pac-12. So we just need to beat them when we can. But anyways, that is going to do it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching and for the continued support. Apologies for the big gap in videos between the last one and this one. I promise that that is not going to be a normal thing. I've started working full time again, and it just completely changed up my schedule, and I just have to get into the new flow, I guess, of finding new recording time, new editing time, and what have you. One day I'm gonna go full time with this, and I fully believe that. If you can consider becoming a channel member for as low as $1 per month, shout out as always to the channel members. I have some plans for channel members coming up, so be on the lookout for that. And if you find yourself coming back on the regular and you aren't already subscribed, go ahead and hit that sub button for me. It does help me out a lot, and I will see all of you in the next episode where Hawaii looks to bounce back with a win over Colorado State.